Long way from the back to the front. Give it up again for Kate DeSignore. Yeah. All right. My name's Tall, like the adjective, which would be funnier if we didn't go to an art school. But I started out not at an art school, actually. I started in a pre-law program. I wanted to be a judge. I wanted to go to be a lawyer and then be a judge. Mostly because I loved the idea of sentencing. Again, would be funnier at a real school. But I would love it if, like, at any point in time, like, if someone did something, the punishment would happen right after. Like, if you're, if you're, my mom kind of brought this upon me in a weird way. I would make jokes. She would say, like, all right, Tall, be safe today, no sex or drugs, like, before every day of high school. And I would be like, oh, don't worry, I'll do all of them. And she started getting fed up with it. So that happened one morning, and as soon as I came home from school, she's like, Tall, it's time to watch the movie. You said you were doing sex today. And I was like, yeah, I was, Mom, haha. And she was like, well, this is what happened. Boom, my birth on the TV, right? So it's like, I wish, I would love it if the punishment happened right after the crime. I think that would be awesome. And we kind of have to deal with that, Like I wanted a crepe, and to get a crepe, you have to talk to a French person. Like, it's the crime and punishment, right there. I love French people. I lived in France for 7 months, and living in France, well, I got to do that because of white privilege, so that was cool. And I loved it. I had a great time, and they came back to visit me and some buddies of mine, and the first thing I wanted to do was go to a strip club, which I had never been to. I'd never been to a strip club, but I wanted to impress them, so I was like, yeah, like, we'll go. And I didn't realize, like, how misogynistic French guys come across. They don't intend to be bad, but they just say the worst things. And I kept on wanting them. They would be like, because in France, sex is kind of like shaking hands. You do it with everybody. You're bored and you're just like, hey, you want to have the sex tonight? And it's like, you got nothing better to do. Okay. And you just go and you do it. And they would walk down the street and they would be like, I just want you to know that you're beautiful and I would love to fuck you. Okay, thanks, goodbye. And I was like, oh, you can't say that. And so I would love for, like, as soon as that to happen, like, something like boom, circumcised, like boom, right away. Something like chastity pill on. I think that would be perfect. But yeah, we went to the strip club, and just to tell you a little bit about myself and women, I feel like there are two personalities I have. I have Prince Charming, and then I have a guy like whose name is like Earl, or like Chester, or like one of those names that he's not going in, like Rick Walker or something, just not going anywhere. And Prince Charming is great, and he comes. I can't control who comes out, right? Prince Charming. This happened last week. I was walking with a group of friends, and a girl's like, your name's Tall. And I'm like, yeah, it's funny, I'm also tall. And she's like, yeah, that's very funny. What's your last name? And I just turned to her and I'm like, perfect, but you can call me Mister. And I was like, yeah, go Tall, like, way to go, But then, like, later that evening, she's like, do you want to hang out? And I didn't even think about it. I was like, no, I gotta watch Tangled. What? Why would I say that now? But then I watched Tangled. So it was a great night. It was a great night. But yeah, so we're at the strip club, and French guys only have Prince Charming. That's the only thing they have. And like a lying Prince Charming, like, he was talking to the stripper, and he's like, oh, this is Fate, and I was like, oh, that's her name. And she's like, no, like, this is a pickup line, let me go, Tall. And I'm like, okay, Chester's sitting over there. And he pulled out his phone, and he's like, yes, I'm very rich, I'm coming to visit America for the first time, but I travel all the time, and this is my house, check it out, it's my house. And it's Bill Gates' house, clearly. Obviously not his house, but it's on his pictures and it says my house, and stripper bought it. And she's like, oh, and you want to see my car? Look at my car. Bad Photoshop behind a Porsche. Totally believed it and got her number, and Chester was just like, all right, I'm Tall Arnold, thank you very much.
All right, let's give it up for Tall one more time, guys. Woo! All right, and before I'm the last guy, close.